Or X or Y? Which one did you do?
I did Y.
Okay. Yeah, I can't speak to how it'll be graded. Let's just work through the problem the way I've got it here given, just to rip one like this will do maybe. One thing that you did mention, so there is sort of this, it's really a rectangle with two angles. So
Mm-hmm.
the depression is this one here, depression. And then the elevation is this one here.
That elevation is over there.
Yeah. And they're the same. They're opposite, they're alternate interior angles.
Alternate interior angles.
Yes.
So then, and then that's, I guess I wouldn't be using any like formulas or anything like that for alternate interior, correct?
No,
I'll just,
it's just one of those things where it's nice to know that they are the same.
relates to something in the past.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Now, the picture is important, but it doesn't really matter now that the test is over. I mean, do you remember how you find X based on getting these two sides? And it's very similar to what we said last night. You know, are these the adjacent, the opposite, or the hypotenuse?
Adjacent and opposite.
So which of the three trigonometric functions would that be?
That would be tan.
Yes. Tangent of X equals what divided by what?
Um, 100/20.
100 over 20. Yes. Okay, which is 5. You can reduce that if you want. So
Yeah.
it's the tangent of X equals 5. How do you undo tangent?
Divided by tangent.
You do not divide. You undo tangent with arctangent.
Oh, with a -1.
Yes.
And then,
So that's what goes in your calculator there.
okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if I got this problem right then, but all right, tangent -1. Um, tangent minus. Is that just tangent just with the x inside those parentheses?
It is. It's because you're undoing tangent. Like you have to show what you're undoing in the or you just go right to the answer. You know, the tangent tan inverse of -5.
Hmm. Um, I don't think I've typed this in right to my uh
Are you using a
Desmos.
Desmos or your handheld calculator today?
I'm using Desmos again.
Okay, so make sure you choose function for and get the tan inverse of 5. Put 5 in
Hmm.
parentheses.
So am I treating, so I know it's like tan -1,
Yes.
and then parentheses tan, and then just x.
No, of 5. 5.
Oh, so I'm inserting 5 right there.
Yes. Yes.
And then my answer is just 5.
No. No. There's a big disconnect here. Not sure what it is. Like what you're putting in your calculator is the tangent inverse of 5. X equals the tangent inverse of 5.
Oh, okay. So I was looking at the thing before it where it says like tan -1 parentheses tmxx
Yes.
parentheses again. All right, that's my bad. I didn't realize I was just doing that part. I'll type that in. Tan. 78.69.
Yes. Okay, so you find that angle. Now you can also find the other angle. I know it doesn't ask for it, but you could find the other angle as well. That would be potentially helpful.
And that would be a squared plus b squared equals c squared, correct?
No, the angle, the other angle.
Oh, my bad.
The other side, yes, the other side is a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
So what I So I guess if I'm would I just add 90 in that number and subtract it by 180?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that right now.
These are all additional things. Like they're not
Crucial for the problem to
yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
completed.
You probably already have completed the problem, but um
87.6.
nope, nope. You like you just said, you're adding it to 90, subtracting from 180.
Um, yeah, I don't know how I'm getting this part wrong. Let me retype this. 78.6 plus 168. 11.31.
Yes, that sounds better. Okay, let's do one more problem like this. We'll do some 30, 60, 90 stuff. All right, let me know when you're ready to do that.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Okay. All right. So you're standing somehow you're standing at ground level here, and you see a really tall building here, and it's we'll just say it's 800 feet high.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And you're standing, I don't know, 1600 feet away. What is the angle of elevation?
We currently do not know.
Right. So we're going to solve for that here. How would you do that? Which trig function would you use?
I would use opposite over adjacent, so that would be tangent once again.
Yes, tangent of x equals what divided by what?
Um, 800 over 1,600. And then I can just reduce that to one
Sure.
half, correct?
Yep. Yep.
So then would I just write like tan x equals one half?
Yes. And then you're solving for x. You have to undo the tan. So it's tan inverse of 1/2.
Which would then have to be typed into a calculator.
Yes.
And then, all right. Tan minus 1/2. 26.56.
Okay. Very good. All right. So here's another scenario. Let's say you're in an airplane and you're currently 5 miles above the ground, and the runway or the I'm sorry, the airport is I don't know, let's say 25 miles away. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is the angle of depression? Is that
Um,
A or B?
let's do B.
Okay, that's a problem because B is not depression.
Oh, right, my bad. Yeah. Sorry.
So
Did you ask me
so
what
I
percent?
wasn't quite fair here to give you this. It is B, but I was hoping you'd say there's something wrong with the picture. So these are the same. These are the same. So the angle
Uh-huh.
of depression is this one up here, which is this one down here, because they're the same elevation. You kind of were correct when you're doing that.
Uh-huh.
So yes, why don't you find B? using the given information?
We know once again it's opposite and adjacent. So
Yes.
then that would be tan, and then that would be 5/25, which would be 1/5.
Okay.
And then that would be 10 minus 1. And I'll start putting that into a calculator. Um, 11.3.
Okay. Very good. Okay. So I think you've got that down. So now I guess we can move to 30, 60, 90 triangles.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So there's a reference triangle that you have to know here to be able to do any of these problems. So the first is that the 30 degrees is across from the short leg.
Uh-huh.
And the 60 degrees is across from the long leg. And the hypotenuse is still the hypotenuse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's the reference. The reference is if you're given the short leg, the hypotenuse is double the short leg, and the long leg is the short leg times the square root of 3.
Short leg times the square root of 3. Right. I'm starting to. Okay. Yeah,
So,
this makes me think of a problem I did today then.
so case one is you're given the short leg. Okay. When you're given the short leg, you can immediately find the hypotenuse by multiplying by 2.
Uh-huh.
You can also find the long leg by multiplying by the square root of 3.
The square root of 3.
So we're gonna
Okay,
do a
then.
couple of practice problems now like that.
Okay. I'm just gonna take a quick note on that. All right. I'm ready for a practice or two.
Okay, so here we go. So let's say I give you, just like just like there, I tell you that the short leg is 9. I want the values of B and C.
So would it C be like 9 square root 3 and B 9 square root 2?
So you have to follow the reference, just like, so it's good to draw the reference triangle here. So the hypotenuse is 2x and the long leg is x root 3.
So then if 9 is x in this scenario,
Yes.
then would it be 2 square root 9?
You just said it though. X is 9, right?
Uh-huh. Or I mean for the long leg for C.
The C is the hypotenuse. It's not the long leg.
Oh, right, my bad. You keep it do you keep the hypotenuse like untouched?
Nope. I mean, here again, here's what it says on the reference says that if you're given the short leg, you double it to get the hypotenuse.
So would I literally just be multiplying like 9 times 2?
Yes.
Which would then be 18.
And
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 then
B you're multiplying 9 by the square root of 3.
so then I guess I can't reduce it from there,
You
correct?
cannot. Nope.
Okay, so you have your x and then you multiply it by 2 for the hypotenuse, and then you do square root of 3 for your uh your longest leg.
Yes,
And then the legs are going out from the 90-degree angle.
that's right.
Okay, I think I need a couple more practice ones for sure.
Yes, of course. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna give you one more just like it here. Then we'll switch it up a little bit. Let's say that this is 30 degrees. Let's say that this is 15. I want you to find B and C for me, please.
and C. So C would be 30,
Okay, good,
and then 15 square root 3.
good.
And
Okay,
then I cannot continue to reduce that.
you cannot. Okay, so here's a few more variations on the same type of problem is what if I don't draw the triangle exactly the way you expect? Okay,
Mhm.
and maybe this time I tell you, I do something a little bit different though, but I tell you that A is 8. What is B? What is C?
Um, we know that C is 16,
Okay,
and that B is 8 square root 3.
good. Okay, now the only way I can make this problem more difficult is to introduce some roots. So let's say that again, I tell you that the short leg is 5 square root 6. Okay,
5 square root 6.
what's
All right.
B? What's B and what's C?
Uh, would C be 10 square root 12?
You can only double your C is 2 times 5 square root 6, and you don't multiply them both. You just multiply the number outside.
Right. Yeah, 10 square root 6. And then, I guess 5 square root 6 times square root 3. Would that be 5 square root 18?
It is, but this you have to reduce. And I don't know how much you've had to do on that, so we don't have to emphasize it too much, but that is not completely done. Does that look like something you might have seen in class, or do you have to?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so the
And
square
then
root of
I guess
18,
actually for reducing like a square root, like I'm not really super sure on how to do that. Like, what's the best way to go about it?
you start with 2, so you start with prime numbers. So
Uh-huh.
just so 2 times 9, that gets you back to 18. 2 does not work with 9, so you go 3 and 3, and you look for
Uh-huh.
pairs.
So then would I write just 3 times 3 within a square root?
So the pair comes out, but the 2 stays in. So it's 3 square root 2.
So what does the 5 just like disappear?
No, it comes along. So you're going to multiply 5 here on the outside.
So then that would be 15 square root 2.
Yes.
All right. That's I yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So we have some options here. Like we can do some more root problems and then come back to this, or just keep working on these triangles, then do roots as they come up.
Um, I'll do roots as they come up, I think.
Okay. All right. So the other type of problem, the case 2, is that I give you the hypotenuse. So again, with that reference triangle here, x, 2x, x root 3. If I give you the hypotenuse, okay, you can find the short leg immediately because you're going to be going from the 2x to the x, you will divide by 2. Do you see that?
Uh-huh.
So you divide by 2 to get the short leg. From the short leg, you can get the long leg. Because since you have the long leg x, I'm sorry, the short leg x, to get the long leg, you multiply by the square root of 3.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so let's set an example problem here to make this clear. Let me know when you're ready for that.
So I think I am, and I'm just so you're given the hypotenuse, and you know that, oh, if I was just to have x, like I know just divide that number by 2.
You're given 2x actually this time. Like I'm going to give you the hypotenuse and then you divide it by 2 to get this short leg.
All right. Yeah, I think I'll just see a problem and go along with it.
Okay, here we go. So we've got 30 degrees. This is 8, A and B. Okay. So B is the short leg because it's across from the 30.
Uh-huh.
All right. So how do you go from the hypotenuse to the short leg?
I have to divide by 2.
Yes. How do you go from the short leg to the long leg?
Square root 3.
Multiply by the square root of 3.
And then I cannot reduce that one.
Cannot reduce that.
Okay. 4 square root 3. And then
Questions on that?
I guess my only question is if it was started from A.
We're going to get to that. Just got to make sure these
Yeah.
are okay. So let me give you a couple of roots here. All right, let's say the hypotenuse is 20 square root 2. What is A and what is B in this problem?
Um, A would have to be 10 square root 2.
Okay, good.
And then B would that be 10 square root 2 square root 3?
Okay, and you should rewrite that a little bit.
And then would I write like 10 square root 6?
Yes,
And then I cannot reduce this one.
you cannot. Nope.
Okay. Yeah, I think I get that one.
You sure?
Yeah, just because like I know that it's kind of like the same thing in a sense every time, just with the idea where it's like it's gonna either have to get multiplied or divided by 2.
That's
And
right.
once that's like the easier one to figure out first. And then once you know, you can infer that whatever A is, and then just insert A into the longer leg.
That's right.
And then when you have the longer leg, it might give you a little bit more of a tricky question, but like, end of the day, it's just whatever that square root is, which is almost always going to be like 2, I guess. Will or you always know it's going to be like number square root 6, pretty much.
It could be. I mean, it depends on the problem, right? Like
Yeah.
the numbers. But yes, what you said first, I think was really the focus is that, yeah, if I give you the short leg, you double it. If I give you the hypotenuse, you divide it by 2. And it's like, well, now what do you do if you're given this is case 3. What if you're given the long leg? Okay. What if you're given x root 3? So when you're given the long,
Um,
you have to immediately find the short leg. It's your only path. And you do that by dividing by the square root of 3. But like you
divide.
said, once you have the short leg, you find the hypotenuse by multiplying by 2.
So it's kind of like a loop thing almost.
Yeah,
Where it's like,
there's certain paths you can take. You have to, there's only certain ones. Like you can't,
there's no shortcuts
not
on
really.
this like path, sort of.
That's right.
Um, okay, so I guess divide by square root 3. So that's just literally getting rid of the square root in this scenario.
Maybe. So like you say that here, and so the best case is let me give you the best case, which is 12 square root 3 is your long leg, and you've got to find A and C. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so like to go from the long leg to the short leg, you will divide by the square root of 3. So what does A become?
A just becomes 12, and then you have to multiply it by 2 in order to get C,
That's right. So C is,
24.
yes. That's the best case. That's like everything's nice. Everything's really nice. Okay.
Uh,
Like all of this is leading. Like we're gonna do one more problem, and then I'm gonna just give you a bunch of random ones to test this, but it's all leading to this type of problem here. So let's say the long leg is not nice. It's 24.
uh,
And now you have to take 24 and divide it by the square root of 3. What do you do from here? Like you can't leave your answer like that. It definitely won't.
um, so if I, why is there no square root 3 in this kind of
Because
like,
I don't have to give you nice numbers and
all
factor in.
right.
Yeah, you can want them, but they don't.
So then
So how do you rationalize this is what I'm asking for.
I guess would you just have to do it on a calculator in this scenario? Like,
Nope, you multiply by the square root of 3 top and bottom.
all right, so then that would be 24 square root 3
Over.
over square root 9.
Okay, what is the square root of 9?
Square root of 9 is 3, and then 24 square root 3 over 3, 8 square root 3.
Good,
And then I guess then that would just be if you multiply that by 2, that would be 16 square root 3.
good.
Man, okay. It's like not that hard, but at the same time it's just kind of like, whoa.
So you have to remember the 3 loops, okay? The 3 cases here. So case 1 is the best case. Case 1 is I give you the short leg, you find the hypotenuse and you find the long leg right from it.
Uh-huh.
That's the best case. You multiply by 2, you multiply by the square root of 3. If I give you the hypotenuse, here's the hypotenuse. If I give you the hypotenuse, you divide it by 2 to get the short leg, then you multiply by the square root of 3 to get the long leg. It's kind of the same because you're just going back and forth there. Case number 3 is the hardest. You're given the long legs, you have to divide by the square root of 3, then multiply by 2. Okay, but we're ready to do some practice problems here. So let's see where you're at. Let's see what you got. Is that
All
okay?
right. Yeah, all good.
All right. Now, a small little wrinkle here is that they're not always going to orient them the same way. So you have to
Uh-huh.
decide, is the number given, like the given number, you have to decide whether it's the hypotenuse, the long leg, or the short leg.
Uh-huh. And then doing so allows you to know which kind of equations you have to do to solve
Yes.
it.
So are they giving you the hypotenuse, the long leg, or the short leg?
The hypotenuse.
Yes. So what do you find after you get the hypotenuse?
You know that you have to find the opposite.
It's long leg, short leg, or your
Oh,
answers.
sorry, my bad. Yeah, my bad. I was, yeah, you'd have to find the short leg.
Okay, so you divide by 2 to do that. So which is the
And
short
then
leg? Is it X or Y?
it would be y.
It'd be Y. So what does Y equal?
Y equals 6.
Yes.
And then you have to go short leg to long leg. And then that would become just 12.
Nope.
Wait, that can't be right.
That's correct. It cannot be right. So
I was gonna say, I was like, wait a second. Um, because I'm multiplying, by square root 2, right?
nope. Square root of 3.
Square root of 3. How did I okay. I guess, wait, so then, I don't know why I thought we were doing square root of 2 before.
That's for 45, 45, 90. But I've not done any of those tonight. You're just, your brain's maybe
Okay,
activating the
yeah,
short-term memory from last night.
yeah, I think my brain just did that. Okay, yeah, square root three. And then would I be dividing by three
No, you're
if I was
multiplying.
doing it the other way?
You're multiplying. Oh, yeah, if you were going the other way, yeah.
Okay, wait, could you scroll up like I swear to God I'm going crazy or something? Oh, okay, what? All right, I think I've gone crazy. I could could have sworn we were doing two this whole time for some reason.
Three, three.
Okay, that's I don't know,
There,
that's like
there is a times two there, but it's
that's for the other. Okay, yeah. All right, I don't know what's going on. Like my brain was just like, oh, that's three the whole time or two the whole time. All right. Shoot, yeah, okay, that's super weird. I've never had that like happen to me. All right, yeah. So then you'd be doing by square root three for this.
yes.
Multiply it.
Sorry,
Uh,
it's just not scrolling. Let me get there. It
oh,
is.
it's all
Okay,
good.
there it is. Okay, so we've got this one down. Let's do another one.
Okay. All right, yeah, sorry. That's yeah, just so weird to me. I was brain just got like tricked somehow by myself. All right, yeah. So I guess if you're doing long leg,
All right. So again, you have to decide whether the five is the long leg, short leg, or hypotenuse.
long leg, short leg, hypotenuse. I know X is the hypotenuse, Y is the long leg, five is the short leg.
Why is five the short leg? And it then don't say it's
Um,
because it's the shortest leg. It's not that.
it's because it is
What is it across
not,
from?
it is across from the given angle, and
And
also
so the
I
give
know I can narrow it down to just two. I can narrow down the two legs together, but then I guess that's
yeah, you can't do it. You have to say it's because it's across from the 30-degree angle.
uh-huh.
That's why. Because the other one is 60 degrees and the smaller angle is across from the smaller side, larger angle, larger side. The hypotenuse is the longest because it's across from the longest or largest angle.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Yeah. 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 I like the hypotenuse. That's the always an easy one to be able to identify.
Yeah.
So I guess in this scenario,
So you're given the short leg.
yeah.
What do you find next from the short leg?
You multiply it by square root three
Nope.
or short leg to, or oh, I know it's five. Sorry.
Well, what I'm trying to get you to tell me is hypotenuse or long leg. Now, if you want to do long leg, that's fine. It really doesn't matter. Long leg is multiplied by the square root of three. So what is,
Uh,
give me, like say, y equals or x equals whatever.
y equals five square root three.
Good. And then from there, or not from there, but from the short leg, you can find the hypotenuse by multiplying by two.
Two. Okay, I think that's maybe where I was thinking either two. I don't know why. And then
So, so what
you'd
is
multiply
x?
that by two, and then that would just be 10.
Very good. Okay. Let's do another one. All right. So try to work this out on your own. Just want your final answers for A and B. I mean, ask me questions if you're unsure, but see how far you can get, please.
All right. I'm dividing 3 square root 3 by 2, correct?
I don't know. What? Tell me which side you're given.
I'm given the hypotenuse.
Yes. So you divide it by 2 to get the short leg. Now, which is the short leg, A or B?
B.
Good. Now, I know this is awkward, but you just divide the 3 by the 2 on the outside, and yeah, you just leave it. It's a fraction.
Okay, so like I can just leave it as 3 halves for the rest of the problem.
Yes.
Okay, because that's what I was just trying to figure out because I was like, all right, this doesn't seem like friendly in a sense or nice.
It's not. But it will. It will when you find A, because how do you find A from the short leg? How do you find the
I'd have
long leg?
to multiply it by square root 3,
Yes.
which would then give me 3 halves square root 3 times square root 3, which gives me 3 halves square root 9, and then 3 square root 9. Is it just 3 halves square root 3 is the final answer for that?
You
Or
have to multiply the square root of threes together.
yeah, so then that would give me 9, and then if I reduce that, I know I can. It would just give me.
Square root of 9, I
Oh, and
hope.
then I multiply because I can keep simplifying that square root 9, correct?
Yes. What is the square root of 9?
3.
Good. So it's 3 halves times 3.
So I'm not. So I don't. So I get rid of the square root once I simplify it like that because I get
Yes.
a easy
Yes.
answer, and then that would be 9 halves.
Yes.
Um. Okay. All right. Yeah. It's like
I know you don't like the fractions, but these are reasonable problems to
realistic.
give. Yeah. So here's another one.
Okay. So that's Okay, is y so y equals 9, x equals 9 square root 3.
Okay. How did you find y? So what are you given in the problem?
I'm given the hypotenuse, and then I would divide it by 2.
Okay. So here's what you said. 9 halves divided by 2, or you can think of it as multiplying by 1/2.
Wait a second. It would be 9. Yeah, 9, I think.
It's 9 over 4.
Um, why? So 9 divided by 2, or 9 halves divided by 2, wouldn't that
I mean,
just.
here's what you just said, divided by 2. Okay, and that's true. That's very true. But you can't divide the way it's written. You have to multiply by the reciprocal. Or if you prefer, 9 halves divided by 2 like that, you still have to multiply by the reciprocal.
So I wouldn't just be able to like cross divide where it'd just be like
No.
the twos both become 1 and then the 1 and the 9 is just 9.
Uh, yes, you can't do that.
So I have to look at it as, so then I'd be like, oh, I have to flip it.
Like I'm giving you 3 ways to do it here. You can think of this is way number 1, this is way
Oh,
number 2. The last one is the one I guess I would prefer, but it's kind of this synthesis of the first two.
yeah. So how do you how do you know like just multiply it by 1/2 instead of just divide it by 2?
It is because they're the same. They're the same. that's what I don't think you're buying into. When you divide by 2, it's multiplying by the reciprocal. The reciprocal of 2 is 1/2.
Okay, I guess like
So here, 9 divided by 3 is the same as 9 times 1/3.
uh-huh. Oh, because you're just looking at, okay, wait, that makes, I don't know why that makes more sense now than it did before with the numbers like that. So then, okay, yeah, so then dividing by 2, instead I'd multiply by 1/2 because it's basically the same thing and it gives it like a
Yes.
answerable question in a sense. So then, um, okay, so then I guess that changes my
Yes, should change it quite a bit.
yeah,
So why the 30 degree is here? So why is the short leg? Why is 9 divided by 4?
yeah, and then I have to multiply that by square root 3 in order to find x. So then 9/4 times square root 3, uh, can't reduce it, and then that'll just be my final answer for x.
Yeah, 9/4 square root 3. Yeah.
Huh, yeah, I guess I never even thought about divide by 1/2 is the same as like multiply by 1/2.
All right, let's do one more easy one here to close out. All right, so give me the values of x and y here, please.
Y is 2, and I know that because it is the shortest leg.
So
And I
y is
divide the hypotenuse by 2 in order to find it, and then in order to find x, I have to multiply y by square root of 3, giving me 2 square root 3.
although I think you've got these flipped. The y is the short leg in this one. X is the long leg.
Um, short leg. Did I?
You may have said them backwards. That's what I heard, but
I think that's maybe what I must have done. But the actual math is right for the right
yes,
spot.
yes, yes,
All
yes.
right.
A lot of these are deceptive because they use the wrong letter in the wrong place. That's also maybe part of
Okay,
it.
right. Yeah, now that I look at it, I think the 60 being there was throwing me off.
Yeah.
Just because I know that it's 30, 60, 90 because I'm given the 90 and the 60, leaving me with 30 being left. All right. That
All right.
makes, yeah.
Great. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and stop here